Here's a question. What's the signature strength you're known for? Is it coming up with bold ideas and moving fast? Incredible persistence in the face of obstacles? Or maybe it's your ability to inspire fierce loyalty in your team. What if I told you that same strength is holding you back from your next level of growth? I'm Renita Calhorn, and working with over 1,000 founders over the past decade, I've watched the same pattern play out. The strength that got you here, that got you funded, built your initial team, earned your credibility, starts working against you at scale. So today I'm going to show you why leaders over-rely on their strengths, even when the situation calls for something different, how to recognize your pattern in real time, and how to find your Goldilocks zone. Not too much, not too little, but just the right amount of a certain quality for what's required in the moment. Let me share the story of two founders. So Anya co-founded a tech media startup that's now at 80 plus employees. And when we started working together, I was impressed by her optimism and ability to see possibilities where others saw roadblocks. She has this way of getting people to stretch outside their comfort zones, and her favorite words are, "Let's try it." So her bias toward action keeps the team moving and iterating quickly. And these strengths have been key to her company's rapid growth. But there's a flip side. During our coaching sessions, we identified that some team members felt like checkboxes on her endless to-do list. Her fire, then aim approach often created unnecessary chaos, which led to wasted resources. One time, Anya realized she had created both a game-changing product feature idea and avoidable team drama with the exact same trait. Then there's Ted. Ted founded a mobility startup that's holding its own against industry gorillas. His team members love working for him because he genuinely cares about them as people, which creates remarkable loyalty and low turnover. Also, Ted's analytical mind never settles for quick fixes. He's always digging for root causes. But Ted's empathy creates challenges too. Because his reflex tendency is to avoid conflict, he's postponed crucial conversations that created resentment and politics in the team. And that same detail-oriented approach that makes him brilliant at problem-solving pulls him back into operator mode, doing what he calls real work. I told him, "Ted, you're the CEO. Focusing on long-term strategy and removing obstacles for your team is your work." So does any of this sound familiar? Most founders I work with naturally lead through their strengths, the behaviors they've developed because they feel comfortable and have produced results in the past. But research by Robert Kaiser confirms what I've observed in the field, and that's that leaders are 5 times more likely to default to their strength-based behaviors, even when other approaches would be more effective. The strengths that have served them so well become liabilities. So here's what I think. You don't need to double down on strengths or obsess over fixing weaknesses. You need to expand your range to be able to respond to a leadership situation with the most effective combination of traits and tools, not just the ones you're most comfortable with. And I call this the Goldilocks zone. So can you jump into the trenches when necessary while keeping an eye on the road ahead? Can you involve your team in key decisions while also making the tough calls that some people will inevitably dislike? Can you tolerate imperfect execution when timing is critical, but slow down when accuracy matters more? So that's the sweet spot. Not too much of any quality, not too little, but just right for what each situation requires. So in my work with founders, I guide them through 3 critical shifts that expand their leadership range without changing who they fundamentally are. The first shift is from random behaviors to pattern recognition. So instead of feeling like things just happen, founders gain insight into their recurring behaviors. It's that breakthrough moment when a founder says, "Oh, wait, I always do this, don't I?" So when we map out their strength-weakness combinations to reveal predictable patterns, suddenly their behaviors make sense. The second shift is from reactive to systematic. Instead of relying on willpower to fight your natural tendencies, build systems that act as guardrails. So I'll give an empathetic founder scripts that they can use to kick off tough conversations. The third shift is from fixed to experimental. So instead of seeing yourself as just wired a certain way, see your capabilities as flexible. So through calibrated experimentation, you can test new behaviors, evaluate the results, and then iterate your approach. The founders who experience the most dramatic growth when we work together aren't the ones with the fewest weaknesses. They're the ones who are open to decoding their patterns and developing the range to choose the right approach for each situation. So I'll ask the same question I did in the beginning. What's your go-to strength? When has it shown up as a weakness in your leadership? And what would be possible if you could maintain all the upside while eliminating the potential downside? Want to know if you have the mindset to expand your range? Take my 5-minute Founder EQ assessment. It measures how quickly you adapt and learn as a leader. And if you want micro strategies like this direct to your inbox, subscribe to my Substack. I'll put the links in the description. Until next time, I'm rooting for you.